My top upcoming spring anime. So many freaking huge anime titles are coming out. It feels like spring season may explode. So definitely smash that like, post which anime you're hyped for, and let's dive into what's coming up. But really quickly, this video is sponsored by Bookwalker. Pretty awesome, they're hooking you up with the $5 discount. They got ReZero, SAO, and so much more. You get this pretty nice discount, and I get one of those yummy rice burgers. Kicking this off, Kaguya-sama Season 2. Hell yeah, Best Girl Kaguya returns. But wait a minute. Funny how the second girl in this series, Chika, ended up gaining so much freaking popularity. But Chika, Kaguya, really doesn't matter who you love more. The entire cast plus a few newcomers return for this Kaguya-sama sequel. You all win. Kaguya-sama just got this explosive steroid shot from the anime debut. Kaguya came into the top, also did get a live action movie, which I barely survived. But forget about dog crap and wieners. Season 2 will surely put Chika up for Best Girl debate for 2020. I'm also hoping this gives Kaguya that golden ticket for a full anime adaptation. Number 9. Tower of God, an anime based on the South Korean webtoon. Oh yes, anime is expanding in very interesting ways now. As you would expect, this takes place in this fantasy world setting with this giant ass tower. The star of the story actually focuses on character Bam and Rachel, who were trapped under this tower. One day, the blonde girl Rachel disappears into the tower. It's now up to Bam to enter the tower from the very start to find his lost buddy. The major problem for him is now traversing the tower floor by floor. A given level has a new ruler or admin to test you. Are you worthy? And yes, let me just acknowledge at first glance, it does feel like this is one of those common towers found in tons of isekai worlds. This God of Tower anime is actually one of the new anime series that Crunchyroll is helping to produce, and there is so much freaking potential here. Let me just mention, I have read the start of this some years back. If you need to know anything about Tower of God, it's often compared to being the One Piece of Korean comics. It is really very shonen. Depending on how far they're planning to take this anime, most of the current shonen anime right now could expect this unexpected challenger coming into their territory. Digimon, Digital Monsters, Digimon Garlic Champions? The OG Digidestin are back. Who isn't super hyped? I mean, after those lukewarm Digimon Tri movies, honestly, I was really skeptical about any new anime projects involving Digimon. I could thankfully say that new Digimon Last Evolution movie totally changed my view on this. In fact, it got me even more interested in this new Digimon Adventure anime. You got Tai, Matt, Sora, Mimi, and everyone else returning as little kids. Oh yes, a Digimon Adventure reboot. That's right, trailers and the info released so far already hint at Digimon being pretty different from the get-go. No surprise to see Tai and Agumon up in front. I am expecting this new series to be around 50 episodes, give or take. Which means, come on Toei, don't freaking flag Digimon content. Next up, Food Wars Season 5, The Final Plate. Oh, this one's gonna be super interesting. And some of you are thinking, wait, there's more? Wasn't the ending already a happily ever after? Nope. Strangely, I am getting this Bleach vibe here. Which means I'm super curious to see how this final Food Wars season will be received. Let me just confirm, I am very much aware of what's to come. And let's just say, it ain't pretty. That said, could the anime by some miracle salvage the final Food Wars arc? If you're anime only and are super confused, it's actually pretty comparable with the anime will be able to spray enough perfume on this cow pie, just to make it much more entertaining compared to the rushed manga version. I'm predicting most of you will pretend this ended with Season 4, just like how Darling ended after episode 15. Next up, Hamefuna Destruction Flag Otome. Finally, you're getting something different than the usual seasonal isekai anime. One day, you got this rich girl Katarina almost cracking her coconut. Thankfully, this causes her to realize what we all know. She got isekai. The fun part is that she's actually in this world similar to her favorite otome games that she loved playing. The twist is that she's actually the villain of this story. She quickly realizes that the villain is either going to be brutally killed or exiled eventually. Time to use her knowledge of this game genre to isekai anime with the female main character lead. At the very least, this helps to avoid a Kirito-looking clone main character, and potentially no harem. The Shield Hero made in this season is already a good example of this. I'm also loving this take on being isekai'd into the villain role. Technically, How to Not Summon a Demon Lord and the Overlord anime have already gone the villain route, but this anime doesn't feel like it's following either of those similar routes. The current studio behind the Shield Maiden anime is actually making this one too. Fingers